Hello everyone, my name is Alekhya. I'm from Cybersecurity Department, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. And today I'm going to discuss about basics of cybersecurity in the subject Foundations of Cybersecurity. So the contents are, first let us discuss what is cybersecurity and why we need cybersecurity and what are the cyber attacks. What are the types of cyber attacks? Let us discuss. So what is cybersecurity? Here cyber and security, these are the two different words where cyber is cyber is nothing but the internet and security means the security which we are giving to the internet. So the network security is nothing but cyber security. So cyber security is primarily about people, processes and technologies working together. So they are working together to encompass the full range of threat reduction. So to reduce the threat, these are all combined together, and vulnerability reduction, deterrence, international engagement, incident response, reliability, and recovery policies and activities, including computer network operations, information assurance, law enforcement, etc. So to protect all these, so we use cyber security. Here, so cyber security is primarily about people, processes and technologies. All combined together, it will save these things like internet engagement, deterrence, vulnerability reduction, all this. So here cyber security is a body of technologies. It is a combination of technologies, processes and practices. These are all designed together to protect the networks, computers, programs and data from attack, damage or unauthorized accesses. So the main damage is for the data and the computers and the programs. They can be easily modified. And next, the term cyber security refers to technologies and practices designed to protect digital data. So here the digital data is protected by the technologies and practices in cyber security. So here the next point is the data that is stored, transmitted or used on an information system is nothing but cyber security. Cyber security is mainly about securing the data. The data that is nothing but our personal data, photos, videos or anything that can be secured by cyber security. So next, why we need cyber security? So listed below are the reasons why cyber security is so important, in which becoming a predominant digital data. In this digital data, these are the points which we need. These are the points which we need, why we need cyber security. Okay, so let us go to the first point. In the first point, cyber security can be extremely expensive for businesses to endure. So these are mainly used for the these are mainly expensive for the businesses, organizations which have bulk quantity of data. In addition to financial damage suffering by the businesses, a data breach can also inflict untold reputation. So here the businesses will not have only financial damage, but also it will have reputational damage because of cyber attacks. Here cyber attacks these days are becoming progressively destructive. Cyber criminals are using more sophisticated ways to initiate cyber attacks. So for initiating cyber attacks, cyber criminals are using sophisticated techniques like that can't be cracked by any of us. Like the cyber attacks, these days are becoming progressively destructive. So these becoming day by day, they are becoming more. So cyber criminals are using more sophisticated ways to initiate cyber attacks. Okay, regulations such as GDPR are forcing organizations into taking better care of personal data they hold. So the data they hold, here the GDPR is using organizations into taking better care of personal data they hold. Here GDPR is nothing but General Data Protection Regulations. So it will give the regulations for organizations to better care for their information, personal data. So next, what cyber attacks are? What are the cyber attacks? Let's see. What are the type of cyber attacks? Here we have malware attacks, phishing, password attacks, DDoS attacks, manning the middle attacks, drive-by download attacks, malversing attacks, rogue software. So these are all combined together. The attacker tries to attack on our systems. So let us do one by one. So first, malware attacks. Malware attack is a common type of cyber attacks where malware executes unauthorized actions on the victim's system. So in the victim system, a malware software is downloaded and it is authorized. It is accessed by the unauthorized actions, like it might modify the data, or it will delete the data, or it will update some other data. Like that, the malware attacks are done. And next, phishing. Phishing attacks are the practice of sending fraudulent communications that appear to come from a reputational source. So reputational source is nothing but the any organization that is which is having more reputance. The messages will come from that reputational source. So here the victim thinks that it is something useful, and if he opens something which is downloaded is nothing but the phishing. So the main goal is to steal sensitive data. Sensitive data is nothing but credit card details or our bank account details. So credit card and login information which is very sensitive data. So here or to install malware on the victim's machine. So some malware because of these emails, so many actions are being done, like downloading the malware on victim's machine, or stealing the information like credit card details, login details, or bank account details. So these are all done using in the phishing. Next, password attacks. Password attacks, in the name itself we can see that it is an attack on the passwords. So a password attack is simply when a hacker tries to steal your password. So here, when a hacker tries to steal your password, it is a password attack. In 2020, 81% of data breaches were due to compromised credentials. So due to compromised credentials, so much of data in 2020, like 81% of data has been stolen. So here the passwords are very less secure because passwords can only contain letters, some numbers, and some special characteristics. So nothing more than that. So it is easy to crack for the hackers in password attacks. So nowadays passwords are becoming very less safe. Next, DDoS. DDoS stands for Distributed Denial of Service Attack. So DDoS stands for Distributed Denial of Service Attack. A DDoS attacks occur when servers and networks are flooded with excessive amount of traffic. So let us see, for example, if we are doing any operations in computer. So if we are operation 1, if you are doing any operation like operation 1, operation 2, so the system will be a traffic, and it will be another traffic. So like that, if we DDoS is nothing but sending excessive amount of traffic, like traffic 1, traffic 2, traffic 3, like that. If the DDoS sends like this, DDoS attack sends like, so it will be overflooded with excessive amount of traffic. It will lead to the system shutdown or the system crashing. So like that, the DDoS main goal is to overwhelm the system or server with so many requests that the system. So the main goal is to overwhelm the website or server with so many requests that the system cannot handle. So here DDoS stands for distributed denial of service attack, and it will occur when servers and networks are flooded with excessive amount of traffic. Next, man in the middle. Man in the middle is, in the name itself we are seeing that man in the middle is a form of eavesdropping where communication between two users, the communication is going on. The man in the middle, he will try to modify the communication. So two users is monitored and modified by the unauthorized party. The unauthorized parties are nothing but the hackers who are trying to so unauthorized parties nothing but the hackers. So man in the middle is a form of eavesdropping where communication between two users is modified and monitored by an unauthorized party. So here generally the attacker actively eavesdrops by interpreting a public key message exchange and retransmit the message while replacing the request key with his own. So we know like if a person A or B, if a person is sending a message to B, it will be encrypted like with some ciphertext. So some ciphertext, it will be encrypted. So encryption is so ciphertext can if the hacker hacks the ciphertext, so he can get the access between both the persons A and B. So like that, the man in the middle attacks are done. So man in the middle attack is a form of eavesdropping where communication between two users is monitored and modified by unauthorized party. Unauthorized party is nothing but the hackers. Generally, the attacker actively eavesdrops by interpreting a public key message exchange and retransmits. So when a public key is exchanged between two parties, the unauthorized party is try to hack the public key is nothing but man in the middle. So the key will be replacing with request key with his own. Okay. Next, drive-by download. Drive-by download means two things, each concerning the unintended download of computer software from the internet. Drive-by download means two things, each concerning with unintended download of computer software from the internet. Drive-by download is nothing but the victim is without the knowledge of the victim, the software is downloaded from his system. So in this we have two types. So in the first, download with a person has authorized but without understanding the consequences. So without understanding the consequences, what are the consequences to download the software, he will download. Example, downloads which install an unknown counterfeit executable programs. So unknown counterfeit executable programs or ActiveX component or Java applet. These are all having some consequences. So the victim has no knowledge for what are these things. So he or she will download. So that driver download attacks. So it is one of the type. Another type is any download that happens without person's knowledge, often a computer virus, spyware, malware, or crimeware. So these are all some of the cyber attacks that where this person's without the person's knowledge it will be downloaded. If he opens the network, or if he opens any website without the knowledge of the victim, it will be downloaded. Next, malversing. Malversing is a malicious form of internet advertising. Internet advertising used to spread malware. So malware is usually executed by hiding malicious code within relatively safe online advertisements. So if we open any website, we'll see some advertisements. So if we click on that, some amount of malicious code is downloaded in our system. Like that malicious form of internet advertisement. So here the malicious code is hiding inside the advertisement. So without the knowledge of the victim, it will be downloaded. So malicious malversing. Malversing is a form of internet advertising. Internet advertising used to spread malware. Malware, we have already seen what is malware, and it is a piece of code. Malware is a piece of code which is having malware is a piece of code which is used by the attackers to attack the system. So rogue software. Next, what is rogue software? We'll see. Rogue security software is a form of malicious software and internet fraud that misleads into believing there is a virus on their computer and aims to conceive them to pay for fake malware removal tool. Fake malware removal tool. So the victim thinks that in his or her system there is some malicious code which the system is going to crash. So he have to pay for some amount for fake malware tool attack. So it is nothing but the rogue software. So rogue software is nothing but the software which is not having any malicious software, but the victim thinks that there is some malicious software in his system that actually installs malware on their system. So it is a form of scareware. Scareware is nothing but the victim will scare about the malware code in his system that manipulates users through fear and form of ransom. So rogue software is a malicious form of software and internet fraud that misleads users into believing that there is a virus on their computer and aims to conceive them to pay for a fake removal tool that actually installs malware on their system. So if he really pay the amount and he downloaded the fake malware removal tool, so it actually installs malware on their system. Then the malware is downloaded in their system. So it is a form of scareware that manipulates users through fear and form of ransom. So it is a form of scareware. Here the scareware is nothing but the victim will fear about the system that it will crash. So like that he will pay for the fake removal tool. Fake malware removal tool. So let us see some other cyber attacks like virus. Virus is a program. It is a program that attempts to damage a computer system and replicate itself to other computer systems. So replicate itself to other computer systems means it will if one system is connected to other system, the virus will attack to the system. If the system A is attacked with the virus, then if it connected to the system B, the system B will also attacked by the virus. Like that, a virus is a program. It's a small program that attempts to damage a computer system and replicate itself to computer systems. So let us see some points like about virus. Virus requests a host to replicate and usually attaches itself to a host file or a hard drive sector. So any virus program, it should usually attach to itself to a host or a hard drive. Hard drive is nothing but our pen drives or our Bluetooth, anything. Replicate each time the host is used. So when the host is used, it will always replicates. So it often focuses on destructing and corruption of data. The main agenda of this virus is to destruct or corruption of data. The data destruct or corruption of data means the data can be modified, the data can be deleted, or the data which is not the data is updated. Like that, any corruption is done by using these viruses. And next point, usually attaches to files with exception capabilities such as .doc, .exe and .bot extensions. So the extensions having .doc, .ece and .bat, it will be attached. The virus program will be attached to these extensions, and the system can be crashed by using this virus. Often distributes via emails. So in emails also it can be attached and it can be downloaded. Many viruses can email themselves to everyone in your address book. So many viruses can email themselves with their own to everyone in our address books. So in your address books, what are the contacts we have? It can be emailed themselves. So next, worm. So worm is a self-replicating program. Worm is a self-replicating program that can be designed to do any number of things, such as deleting files or send documents via email. So send documents, deleting files, these are all can be done using this worm. So it can be done through emails. A worm can negatively impact network traffic just in the process of replicating itself. So for replicating itself, it will impact on network traffic. So a worm is a self-replicating program that can be designed to do number of things. Any number of things like deleting files and or send documents via email. A worm can negatively impact network traffic just the process of replicating itself. And next, let us see what is a worm. Some points. A worm can install a backdoor in the infected computer. So a worm can install a backdoor in the infected computer. In the infected computer, the worm will install a backdoor. Is usually introduced into systems throughout the vulnerability. So it can be introduced every time. It is introduced every time in the system throughout the vulnerability. Infects one system and spreads to others through the systems on the network. In the network, it will use the network to infect the systems. Which is connected to that system. Infect one system and spreads to other systems on the network. On the network which is used by the systems, it will use the network to infect the systems. Example, code red. Next, Trojan Horse. Trojan Horse is a malicious program that is designed to legitimate software. So legitimate software. So Trojan Horse is a malicious program. Next, Trojan Horse. A Trojan Horse is a malicious program that is distinguished as legitimate software. So legitimate software distinguished. So it will be introduced as a legitimate software, and the malicious software is distinguished through legitimate software. Discretionary environments are often more vulnerable, susceptible to Trojan Horse attacks because security is user focused and user directed. So it mainly the Trojan Horse is user focused and user directed. Thus, the compromise of a user account could lead to compromise of the entire environment. So here the user account is compromised, then it will lead to the compromise of the entire environment. So a Trojan Horse So a Trojan horse cannot replicate itself. So like virus or a worm, it will not replicate itself, and often contains spying functions. So it often contains spying functions like such as packet sniffing or backdoor functions that allow a computer to be remotely controlled from the system. So often contains spying functions or backdoor functions that allow a computer to be remotely controlled from the network. Here, when the network is controlled by the system, the Trojan horse attack is done. So often is hidden in useful software such as screen servers or games. So it mainly in the screen servers or games. So it mainly hide in the Trojan horse attack is mainly hide in the screen servers or games. So next, logic bomb. Logic bomb. A logic bomb is malware that lies dormant until triggered. So until triggered, the logic bomb is a malware. A logic bomb is a specific example of asynchronous attack. So it is an example for the asynchronous attack. So a trigger actively maybe a specific date and time, the launching of a specific program, or the processing of a specific type of activity. So it will keep some time and date, and it will launch the specific program or the process of specific type of activity. So it will have and next, logic bombs do not self-replicate. Logic bombs do not self-replicate. Next, eavesdropping. Eavesdropping is nothing tapping. Attacker simply listens to messages exchanged by two entities. So two parties who are exchanging who are communicating, it can be listened. Listened is nothing but watching. Like listening is nothing but watching the messages between the two persons. For the attack to be useful, the traffic must be encrypted. So for the attack to be useful, the traffic must be encrypted. So if the attack should be useful, the traffic should be encrypted with some ciphertext. Any encrypted information such as password sent in response to an HTTP request may be retrieved by the attacker. So any encrypted information, the information which is not encrypted, like for the passwords, or any information that is sent in a response to HTTP request may be retrieved by the attacker. It can be retrieved by the attacker easily. So if the password is not secure, it will be retrieved by the attacker easily. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.